Everybody should believe that's what makes us grow and push again. So I can say, marathon is life.
Can you all name the only person in the world who ran a marathon under 2 hours? Eluid Kipchoge became everyone's favorite man after the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Eliud Kipchoge, born on November 5, 1984, in a small town called Kapsisiwa in Kenya. Growing up, he didn't have fancy shoes or high-tech gear. He ran to school every day, covering several miles just to get there. Little did he know, those daily runs were laying the foundation for an extraordinary career. Fast forward to today, Eliud Kipchoge is a household name in the running world. He's not just any runner, he's a marathon superstar, breaking records, pushing the limits of human endurance. It's not just about his physical abilities though, those are pretty impressive. It's his mindset, his determination, his unwavering belief in himself. Just think about training for months, waking up before dawn, pounding the pavement mile after mile. That's Eliud's daily grind. He doesn't just run, he lives, breathes the sport. And does it pay off? Eliud holds the world record for the fastest marathon time, clocking in at a mind-blowing 2 hours, 1 minute, and 39 seconds. Let that sink in for a moment. Running 26.2 miles in just over 2 hours. It's almost superhuman. But here's the thing about Eliud Kipchoge. He's not just in it for the glory. Sure, he's won countless races, racked up an impressive collection of medals, but more than that, he's a symbol of hope, perseverance, the power of the human spirit. When Eliud steps onto the starting line of a race, he's not just racing against other runners, he's racing against himself. He's constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible, inspiring millions of people around the world to do the same. It's not just his athleticism that makes him a role model, it's his humility, his grace, his unwavering dedication to his craft. Despite all his success, Eliud remains grounded, always quick to credit his team, his coaches, and his fellow runners for their support. Whether you're a seasoned marathoner or just someone who appreciates a good underdog story, Eliud Kipchoge is someone you'll want to keep an eye on, because when it comes to rewriting the record books, inspiring the next generation of runners, there's no one quite like him. After not doing so well at the Olympic tryouts in 2012, Kipchoge didn't make it onto the Kenyan team, so he decided to focus on running marathons instead. The next year, he took part in his first marathon in Hamburg, actually won it, finishing in 2 hours, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Then he went to the Berlin Marathon, came in second place. In 2014, Kipchoge won the Rotterdam Marathon in the Netherlands, which started his amazing winning streak. He kept winning marathons in cities like Chicago, Berlin, London from 2014 to 2023. In 2018, Kipchoge made history by setting a new world record in the Berlin Marathon, finishing in 2 hours, 1 minute, 39 seconds. But then in 2022, he beat his own record by 30 seconds at the same marathon. In 2023, Kelvin Kiptum broke Kipchoge's record with a time of 2 hours, 1 minute, 9 seconds. Also, Kipchoge won a gold medal at the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. In 2020, he experienced his first loss in over 6 years, coming 8th in the London Marathon due to an ear problem. But he bounced back at the 2020 Tokyo Games held in 2021 because of COVID-19, winning a second Olympic gold medal in the marathon. In 2023, Kipchoge did something amazing by winning his 5th Berlin Marathon, making him the first ever runner to achieve that. He's won 15 marathons in his career, lost only 3 times, but in the next year he didn't do so well in the Tokyo Marathon, ending up in 10th place, which was a bit disappointing. Kipchoge aimed to be the first person to run a marathon in under 2 hours. In 2017, Nike, one of his sponsors, organized a special race to help him do it. He finished the course outside Milan in 2 hours 25 seconds. Then, 2 years later, he ran another special marathon in Vienna. This time he did it in 1 hour, 59 minutes, 40 seconds. Even though he did it, it didn't count officially because it didn't follow all the competition rules. A documentary called Kipchoge: The Last Milestone in 2021 talked about his journey, especially the 2019 race. Eliud Kipchoge in the 2024 Tokyo Marathon, it's a real head-scratcher, considering how he's crushed marathons for ages. Usually, he breezes through races, but this time he finished 10th, his worst ever. Imagine training super hard, putting in all the work, then on race day, things just don't click. It happens to everyone, even the greatest runners, but you can bet Kipchoge will bounce back stronger. One race doesn't define his whole career. He's got the talent, the drive to come back even stronger next time. Some people blame Kipchoge's shoes, pace, or even the weather for his performance, but let's look at it from his point of view, see how it might affect his future. First, some say his new Nike shoes caused the problem, but he wore them before, won, so that's probably not it. Now let's talk about the race itself, how fast they were going. During the first half of the race, Kipchoge was keeping up with the leaders who were going super fast, almost breaking records, but around the 20-kilometer mark, he started falling behind. While the leaders finished half the marathon in about 1 hour 20 seconds, Kipchoge took about 1 hour 30 seconds. He ended up finishing much slower than expected, taking 2 hours 6 minutes. This huge difference in time from the first half to the second half of the race is the biggest ever for Kipchoge. He mentioned something happened during the race, but he's not sure. Kipchoge says it was just a bad day. Thinks he was just really tired by the time he reached the 20-kilometer mark. Running super fast like that is tough for anyone, especially with the sun shining down on you the whole time, which can make you feel even more tired. He was pushing himself harder than usual, you could see it in his pace. Even though he slowed down in the second half of the race, he didn't completely fall apart like some people do. He still had some energy left, which is pretty impressive. Kipchoge pushed himself too hard, had to slow down to find a better pace. The winner of the race, Benson Kudo, did amazing, even beat the previous course record. Kipchoge usually dominates races and past marathons. He's been able to keep a fast pace throughout, but maybe he's starting to feel the effects of getting older. Even though Kipchoge said he was training well, being 39 years old might be catching up to him. The aftermath of his performance is interesting because Kenya hasn't picked its marathon team for the Paris Olympics yet. Kipchoge is a big name in running and has been consistent, so he'll probably still get selected. But it's worth noting that other 4 Kenyan runners beat him in this race, so should they get Olympic spots too? Eliud Kipchoge is a superstar marathon runner, basically the best in the game. He's won loads of big awards like Olympic gold medals, smashed world records, so everyone knows he's a legend. Even though he's getting older, Kipchoge has shown he's got staying power, can adapt to anything. He trains super hard, knows all the tricks, never gives up, so he could keep competing at the top for ages. But of course, there are always younger runners coming up, so he might not be number 1 forever. Still, he'll always be someone to look up to in the sport. But Kipchoge's impact goes way beyond just running. He's all about never giving in, working hard, staying humble, which are qualities everyone can learn from. He's all about helping out with important stuff like saving the environment, supporting young people, so he's making a real difference in the world. On the money side, Kipchoge's brand is super strong. He's got deals with big companies, does lots of public appearances, talks at events, so he'll be set financially even after he retires. Because he's all about good causes, he'll probably keep getting support from brands that share his values. In Kenya, Kipchoge is a huge hero, but he's also known worldwide. He's not just about running, he's about showing everyone what you can achieve with hard work, determination. As long as his story keeps inspiring people, he'll keep being a big deal. So, to sum it all up, Eliud Kipchoge's future looks bright. Whether he's running, doing charity work, or just being an awesome role model, he'll be making a mark for a long time. His legacy as one of the greatest athletes ever is totally secure. We'll have to wait, see what happens with the Olympic team selection, but Kipchoge's finish in this race was still pretty impressive, despite facing some challenges. He didn't give up and crossed the finish line, which is definitely commendable. Do you like as a talented athlete? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.